What's up, everyone? Boy, this is going to be a good one. Husqvarna 125 BV. And it doesn't prime. The fuel I took out of it was this. But the owner said he had it running earlier that day. And then all of a sudden it started leaking. So let's take a look. This one, there's not a whole lot of room at all. It's going to be a little hard to see, but let's get cracking into it. And don't you worry, I also can't see anything. There's the air filter, that's a good sign. Should be 5/16 inside. There we go. Good, so the sun isn't in here causing issues. When taking these out, put the choke on. More likely than not, they won't fall down the throat of the carb, but just in case. One of the fuel lines I could tell is already cracking. There we go. Okay. Generally, that's not good. Huh. Someone's been in here before, obviously. Is this the fuel line, or is it the return? Okay, it's the return. Good. I think. Okay, yeah. So that's good. Primer bulbs pull fuel through the carb. It doesn't push fuel to the carb. So the inlet of the fuel is never going to be on the carb, connected anyway to the primer bulb. The primer bulb is looking a little sad too. We might replace it. If there was fuel in here, make sure that the cap is open. Excuse me. See if I can reach the fuel line. Oh. Well, I did, but the fuel line completely snapped off. Come on. Oh my god, it's so deteriorated, just deteriorated. It's like falling apart every time I try to pull anything out. Okay. Also glue on that. It's not generally a good thing. Oh, it's gonna be a giant pain. All this tape. Okay, well, let me get some parts. I decided to take the cover off. It's a lot easier. Now, something I did is I took the old line and I measured it out. There's not a whole lot of space in here. So, when you do this, you're going to want to make sure that you have the correct length. Because if you don't, well, you're just going to have issue after issue. This is the fuel line, goes to the tank. That's going to be the return. I know that because that went to the pump before. So now that I know how long to cut this, if this grommet's bad and hard and not pliable at all, go ahead and replace it. I will say though, it's not as easy as it sounds. Not the actual process, but finding one. Okay. Now, let's focus our attention right here. Okay, fine. I don't know how much better these are. It's probably even worse. There we go. Luckily, installing it, and you can get these in bulk, a whole lot easier. Okay. So what I did is I wanted to make sure this goes from the carb, this goes into the tank. I don't want to have it upside down. So now, just need to route the fuel line I don't know if that made any help. Got an angle in the line. Now we just need something that can lubricate. There we go. I also put a new fuel filter as well. It's important to notate. Okay, so we have this one. Gonna go to the bottom. So like I said, this goes back to the tank. These do not push fuel to, they pull fuel through the carb. Oh wow, they really did not want you to work on this. At all. Oh, the gasket. Okay, now just think of that fuel line out of our way. Does not wanting to cooperate whatsoever. Maybe too short. Let's pull it through a little bit more. Okay. Now it's upside down. Okay, finally. Let's put in a screw for now. Gonna hold this into place. We're going to attach the final line. Whew. Now, let's get some fuel. Let's see if it primes. Okay. A little hard to see. The fuel line from the tank goes to the port on the bottom. This goes to the intake, the bulb, and the line going from the other side of the bulb goes back to the tank. Like I said, when you prime it, you're pulling fuel through the carb. Now, full disclosure, I also cleaned this carburetor. I would highly recommend you do that. I have all kinds of videos on that, so I didn't really do it on this one. This is going to be pretty much just a fuel line replacement, because I know it can be a little weird. We need our cap. Now, and when you replace the fuel line, the fuel filter, make sure it's the same type. It's not super important. It's just good practice. And those are cheap. You can buy them in bulk for a couple bucks. Okay. Everything looks like it's ready to go. I'm gonna put the cover back on and then we'll see if it runs. Oh, the only thing to do is to try it. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so that is choke. Try it again. Yeah, I think we have a little tuning to do. Yeah, I did a little tuning. So, it's done. Fuel lines are ready. So that's how you refuel line. Or, excuse me. That's how you change the fuel lines on a Husqvarna 125 BV. My apologies for my voice. A little under the weather. But it's not that hard. You just have to make sure the routing's correct. Nothing's pinched. That's important. And it is easier to take the side off. You don't have to. It's just a whole lot easier, especially if you're going to clean the carb. Pretty much do it to take the side off because you take the throttle linkage off, and the only way to do that is by taking off the side. So we are good to go. I will catch you on the next one. Definitely subscribe. Follow me on Small Engine 101 on Instagram. I will see you in the next one. Have a good night.